There's Chef Will joining us from Scottsdale, Arizona, I think, as he's prepared to give us another excellent dish to help us all keep the folks around us happy to tailgate this weekend and beyond. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? How's it going?
Well, we're good. 1-0. When you're 1-0, you're good.
That's right.
Hey, my prediction was a little bit off last week, but I thought about it. We come out hot, and I was like, okay, here we go. And instead of like kind of getting sloppy at the end, it got sloppy in quarter 2 and 3, and then kind of picked back up at the end. So, like, I don't know. I kind of felt like it was kind of what I was thinking, but a little, just a guess in the dark. But I think I was close.
Well, close. You usually say close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but when you win, it doesn't matter.
When you get that dub, it doesn't matter, man.
Just get better, right? Just get better week to week. All right, so I'm not so sure, and everybody keep in mind, ChefWilliamTurner.com, like if you know anybody anywhere, he will travel. Like you got a big party, you got a wedding. Oh, man, we need to hire the best. My little girl here, she's getting married. I need the best of the best for this. Good news. He's right in front of you. But obviously, if you're going to be out in Arizona, you give him a call. But anywhere here in South Carolina or wherever it is, this cat here, even if it's like, hey, I need an idea for a recipe, go to his website, send him a message. Let him help you. He's nationally renowned for a reason. He's got all these awards and stuff. Usually he wears them around his neck, kind of like when you score a touchdown, you go put it around your neck like the gold chain. But he's not showing off for us today. So I don't know how much hungrier you can make us this Friday from last Friday, but it looks like you're making a pretty good attempt to do that. What are we looking at here?
So these are like bison meatball lollipops.
Oh,
now we got them coated in a barbecue sauce, and then they're rolled in panko and hot Cheeto dust. Little hard to execute it on the tailgate, I'm not gonna lie. But what I would probably do with these to make them tailgate friendly is bake them ahead of time and then use the flat top or the Blackstone to warm them up, sauce them, and then maybe you don't panko them, but maybe you put like the panko and the Cheeto dust on the side and let people just kind of roll them in there if they want to. That way you're not like trying to bread them on game day. But if you got time and you got, some extra hands, the kids or somebody who don't mind doing it, then it's a game changer because it brings your tailgate up to another level. People's gonna be like, how did he make these? But again, this recipe for the meat part, you could totally just turn them into like smash burgers. It could be for sliders, multi-purposes for the recipe for sure.
And this is bison?
Yeah, it's got bison and ground beef. Bison's a little too lean, so you got to throw a little ground beef in there to give a little fat content. And then, it's really good, man.
Oh, man,
they're really good. And then with the barbecue sauce on the outside, and the hot Cheeto dust is what gets it. Everybody's always like, "What is this red stuff?" And I'm like, "Hot Cheeto dust," and they're like, "Oh my god, that's what makes it." Like
hot Cheeto dust.
I know. Just throw it in the blender and.
Yeah.
Don't open the thing and smell it immediately. You might have to go to the emergency room.
Okay.
From experience. I always had to go off a party. I was like, oh, wow.
So you put hot Cheetos in a blender, and that's what makes the dust.
Yeah. Well, in a little food processor, but you can use a blender too, like a little Ninja. You can just crush them up in the bag. It's not going to be as fine, but I blitz them is what I call it.
Blitz them. Yeah. I need to remember that term. What type of barbecue sauce are we talking here?
So the barbecue sauce is not that important. What I do is I take a barbecue sauce, a little soy sauce or ponzu, mix it together. Y'all might see a trend here. I like to give things a little Asian side to them, and then it adds the sweetness and the sauciness of the soy. But Sweet Baby Ray's, I don't typically make my own barbecue sauce for these. It's just too much of a process. But I like to get like a Carolina base sometimes and do them like more like where I grew up, where we have the vinegar pepper flavor. So I'll mix it in. It's got to be thick enough to coat if you want to roll them into Cheetos. That's the only thing. You want them to stick good, and yeah, it's really good.
Dude, these just look unbelievable. Do we have the?
Okay.
Did you send the recipe to Phil for this? Do you have
Yeah.
the recipe?
Yeah. We got it. We got it.
I got to get all this stuff.
Forward that
up
to
on
me,
the app.
Phil, too, because I gotta.
Oh, I thought you were in on. I got you. We'll get it.
It's okay. It's all
on the
good.
website.
I mean,
Did y'all see my party was from Coastal Carolina last night?
No.
that was,
Oh, nice.
Really?
I was joking before they got in, and I was like, me and the girls, they were golfing still. We get to the house and set up and everything, and I was like, they're like, what do you think? They're gonna be crazy? They're gonna be whatever? I said, I don't know. They're probably gonna come in and be like, I'm from Boston or something. Sure enough, they were from Boston, so I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I called it, and I was talking to one of the guys, and he was like, yeah, we all went to Coastal together, and I was like, man, I got some stories for you. I can't tell those here. Coastal was a wild place, especially back in my time, and I didn't go to Coastal, but a lot of my friends went to Coastal, and then they went up to transferred up to USC or somewhere else, after 2 years. But man, that's a fun school. SC State's a fun school too. I had a couple of friends that went there and I'd go down and pick them up and stuff when they needed a ride back home and things like that. And just excited to see them play to my Gamecocks this weekend, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, you just made a lot of people quite happy. We'll have to. I still got to get the recipes up on the app in a section for you so people can just pull it up. Haven't had a lot of time this week, so we're working on that. It'll get there.
Sure.
But if anybody wants the recipe, if you pull up our app and click contact us, you can contact any of us, and we'll send you the recipe if you would like to make your party even better than it was going to be. Actually, if your party, like, if you throw a crappy party, we all know the guy that says he's having like a football party and you get there and it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, they can't keep up with the TV. Like, I'm crazy. You know what I'm talking about, Chef?
Right.
Like, you go to a
You're like, what are you watching Frozen for? And he's like, my kid's got a remote.
Yeah, or like they've got the game on. It's like Texas and Oklahoma, and they're playing and on this TV, and then on that TV over there you got Georgia and Tennessee, and then the game ends and they forget to change the channel to the next place game. So now it's like UTSA and Sam Houston State,
right?
And you don't want to be the guy in someone else's house going, hey, dude, do you mind changing your channel so we can watch, the actual good game? So, like, because they're out there, they're eating donuts, drinking crappy beer, and all that type of stuff, and they're not paying attention. This can make all that better.
Oh,
so at least they'd have an excuse, like, dude, I'm sorry, I just ate 12 of these bison balls, and I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I got it. I understand that. But you're eating glazed donuts.
Dripping in the chin.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, if you miss the
food coma.
if you miss the clicker because you're eating good food, understandable.
Right.
But if it's just subs from Jersey.
Well, hopefully by the end of this series, we got 12 weeks. You'll have a whole spread that you can really go kill it with a tailgate or an appetizer.
Well, yeah, it's perfect because when this is over, it's the holiday season. So you can make all these for holiday parties.
Yeah, these are great. Sure. And then you got Super Bowl Sunday coming up after that. So it's you'll have your menu planned for that.
And then sometime next year, Chef Will's recipe book is going to be, his cookbook will be out.
I should drop a cookbook, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I've thought about it a couple of times. I don't know if a perfectionist, and they say perfectionist is the enemy of success or whatever, but I just can't put out something that's halfway. If it's not going to be like Gordon Ramsay quality, Martha Stewart quality, I don't want to put out some pamphlet that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'd have to team up with the right person and really get the whole right vision out,
Maybe we should do that.
Hey, we could. Okay. I like that.
Chief and Chef Will, we do it together, put out our own cookbook, digital and hard copy.
Yeah.
I like how you think, brother. You always got a good idea. And that's that would be perfect. We can theme it around the Gamecocks and everything,
Yeah.
Or around the Palmetto State. And,
yes.
There's a lot of ways we could go with that. As long as I'm feeding people and making people happy, that's all I care about, man.
You just made us happy.
Now you've upgraded the
No, go ahead, Jason.
Upgraded. Yeah, I was going to say the wife and I make what's called the Spartanburg County Buffet on game days. It's basically, things that we used to eat in Spartanburg County, like Kraft macaroni and cheese, teeny weenies and barbecue sauce, meatballs, she calls it stupid pizza. It's the pizza you get out of the thing.
Right.
And she has some other stuff she's made for tailgate parties through the years. But this is the last 2 weeks have upgraded the Spartanburg County buffet significantly. So
it's a different level.
And you can totally serve these like how we would, where you just put them in like the crock pot or whatever and had the meatballs in there. Like they'll be delicious that way too. Like there's just so much different ways you can go with them.
My stepson loves bison, like bison burgers. We buy a lot of bison anyway, so that's it makes a lot of sense.
I love
being out in Wyoming and Montana. That's where I started incorporating bison into and elk and things like that into what I do. And sometimes that's what I like. I don't like meats that are too gamey. You know, you got to sauce them to death to get that gaminess out. So this is the right balance. You got some ground beef, and the bison really doesn't come across as gamey like that, the way it's raised or whatever. But definitely delicious, and you will be able to taste the little bison in there. You will know that you'll go like, "What's in this?" You know, if you don't know, because it's got a distinct flavor, but it just all goes good together, man.
Yeah, and who cares? As my aunt once said, doesn't matter what's in it. I made it. You're going to eat it. Okay.
Right. Remember those days? Like, now it's like, my latte is too cold. You know, it's like an 8-year-old. You know, like
shut your hole.
And green beans.
Hey, how that works.
It's a different world.
I'm glad you mentioned Wyoming because we go out there a lot. You know, I've got in-laws in Laramie and Cheyenne. First time I ever went, we flew into Jackson Hole. Carrie had a conference there, so we hung out in Jackson Hole, then drove across the state in a rental car. And I discovered when we did that, we stopped at a gas station in the middle of, when I say the middle of nowhere, I don't even know how they had electricity and water out there. I mean, it wasn't within 50 miles of anything.
Right.
And that is when I discovered that gas station breakfast burritos out west are a different ball game than what we know them as in the Southeast. Oh, yeah. If you get a breakfast burrito at a gas station somewhere in Wyoming or Montana or something like that, it is guaranteed to be fantastic. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, it's like almost like back when we used to go into the gas stations in South Carolina, they had fried chicken. You know, like some of those places, one in my hometown, which is Andrews, that place was a legend for 40 years. People would stop through there on their way. And, you know, and when you get out west, like more Colorado, they really big in green chilies. New Mexico,
huge.
So like you could pull in somewhere and get like a green chili pork burrito, breakfast burrito, and be like, "What in the hell?" And it's got like fresh hatch chilies on it, and it's just a different level of that type of food out here. Sometimes being from the South, I just want me some lima beans and cornbread. You know what I mean? And then I have to go make it.
Yeah, right.
So that's not on the menu.
Can't find that here. No,
it's funny because when I make butter beans and mashed potatoes, I put the butter beans on top of the mashed potatoes, and my kids, you know, they're like, "We don't want them on top of the mashed potatoes." I'm like, "Well, I made it, so you're gonna eat it." Let me tell you what Aunt Sandy says. Rest in peace. We'll have this up anyway. If anybody wants a recipe, pull up the Connect section of the Chief Sports app and connect with Mad Dog or Schubert or myself, and we'll give it to you. Matter of fact, we should probably put you in there, Chef Will. So we'll do that. Prediction for this week: Gamecocks, Bulldogs.
I'm gonna say 42-6.
42. Fair enough.
Right, yeah, I like that. All right.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think we're going to beat them. I think they're going to move the ball. They might sneak in end zone late. I don't know. I feel like our defense is going to be a little salty, but they like to throw the ball like JC was saying. Their quarterback likes to sling it around, and they ain't afraid to throw it, and they run a lot of plays. If you're not successful in a lot of plays, that can be a recipe for badness, you know? So, like, you know, if you're throwing 47 times and 6 of them get picked, it's not that great, you know? So I think that's one thing we looked at last week too, is we looked at a lot of the catches and they made some great catches. They also threw 2 interceptions, you know, and was under 50% passing. So you throw them. I remember the days we used to just chunk it up, go routes all day, just throwing it to the sidelines, hoping that we catch it. And that's not really the way you want to attack this defense. So I feel like they're going to be outmatched, but shout out to them for giving a lot of the guys from small hometowns like Andrews and places where I'm from a shot. You know, it's crucial. And I do remember when a lot of those players, the small town players that I knew, would end up at South Carolina State or a smaller school when they should have probably been playing for Carolina or one of the bigger schools.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's a proud program. There's no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. It's hard to believe this is only the 4th time they've ever played. They should play more.
And I loved having the in-state schools on our schedule, you know, and I was thinking about this listening to one of you guys driving. I listen to y'all when I'm driving to my parties, but you know, you rotate an in-state. That way we kind of got the regional, because then it's going to go into the playoffs. So we done beat our state. Now we're moving on to the national. You know, I kind of like how that's set up, but that's just my 2 cents. I'm just excited for football and looking for a fun game tomorrow. I will be cooking, but I'll have the phone in my hand and cooking at the same time. And I think it's a bachelor party, so they'll probably have it on they probably won't have it on TV, but they won't mind me watching football. Some of the parties
they're not going to care, man.
Chef. I'm over there pretending to chop stuff, and I'm sitting there watching Georgia like.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good crowd, not some fuddy-duddies. What are you watching? What is that sport? We don't like that sport. It's violent.
I've been blessed, man. No, it's
you're getting married, dude.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, people are like, a lot of my parties, male and female, are really tuned in to college sports, and a lot more than you would think than I'd say back in the days. Because I'll say, yeah, I'm watching the Carolina game. They're like, oh, we play them next week. And I'm like, you know, like. And it'll be like a bachelorette party, and they'll know everything about sports. So it's fun. Hopefully, when it's like that, then I know I can just start enjoying my game in the open, and I don't have to be a closet football watcher while I'm cooking.
Well, don't screw up the meal. You know, hey, my apologies. I accidentally dropped the wrong seasoning in there.
Some of those games last year, and the year before, I was just like. God damn! I was just walking around.
Oh, man.
I got so locked into my game. I was just like, yeah, I'll sing happy birthday in a minute. Jeez.
Yeah.
Like,
this guy's got Tourette's. Man, what a chef. Where'd you find this cat?
This is a port of call. I got to go.
It's 4th down. Your birthday's not important right now.
Yeah.
Down by 2. Yeah. There's been those times, but nah, man, it's all fun. And I just I gotta have, that's my one guilty pleasure is Gamecock sports, and especially football. I don't really follow the NFL as close. I'll follow people that I cook for in their careers, or I'll follow Gamecocks. But I don't really have Gamecocks is my team, man. I've been riding with them since I was a kid, and it ain't never gonna stop.
Well, don't stop, and don't stop cooking either, and don't stop showing up on Fridays, because you make us extra special hungry as we get into our tailgate weekend and start preparing. Gotta let you run, man. Always great to see you. You know that. Thanks for
see you guys.
All you do. ChefWilliamTurner.com, the official chef
Gamecocks
of the Chief Sports Network. Thanks, buddy.
Thank y'all.